every now and then there have been some problems with snaps. You got some young guys learning the position. As a veteran who kind of had to go through that, how do you help guys get that part consistent to their game?
Yeah, it starts with poise. Being a center, you're running the offensive line and the tight ends. You got to have, no matter what the look is, what the snap count is, whatever it may be, you have to have the poise in order to snap the ball every play. You can't get flustered in certain situations, whether you got 7 guys in your A gap, you got to snap the ball first and foremost. So it all starts with the poise, and it comes with timing too. You got to feel the snap, you got to feel the timing of the snap, and that takes countless snaps. Like, I played center pretty much my whole life. I have a pretty good feel for it, but I get in trouble sometimes when I don't have that poise that I need.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you played all your life. A lot of these guys come here, they're tackles or guards, and then they have to. Can you imagine what it would be like?
Oh my God.
Trying to learn it at this level?
Oh, it's definitely tough. The only good thing is that we have so many resources with offensive line. Like, we have 4 offensive line coaches, so we get plenty of work, and it definitely gets a little frustrating, and you get a little flustered when you got an actual defender over you. But we have the resources in order to do that and kind of work it each and every day. So,
yeah, and along those lines, you got one guy who was in the NFL about 10, 11 years, Casey.
Yeah.
What kind of, the guy who plays that position, what kind of resources has he been? How at all has he kind of, maybe helped your game?
Yeah, Casey's the man. Anytime I have a question about, the specific center spot, I go right to Casey. He played it for so long. He's taught me so many little different techniques that might not be conventional techniques, but just unique little nuances of the game that he learned and picked up throughout his career, and now he's passed it down to me. So it's been really fun to work with him. He's taught me so much about the game of football and the center position, and I'm honored to be, working underneath him. So,
yeah, was it always that way, or did did that kind of come after you were here for a little bit?
Definitely came after a little bit. When I first got here and I was the backup behind Tanner Bortolini, he worked a lot with Tanner, so then I picked it up from Tanner. But then as time got on, me and Casey's relationship got better and better, and now he's kind of passed it on to me, and it's been really fun working with him.
He's got bodies in the 2 deep, but all of them are kind of unproven. If something were to happen with one of the starters this season, just how good do you feel about that group going behind you, and then stepping in?
Yeah, I think that group has taken leaps and bounds in spring ball. They really kind of focused in and on their technique and the game of football over the summer. I trust those guys. They're good ball players. They're smart. They're instinctual. I like what I see out of them. Now the consistency just needs to step it up a notch. But that's what fall camp's for. But I really like what I'm seeing out of them. They're getting better and better each day. Now they just got to keep pushing forward and keep doing it every day.
And having an offensive coordinator who's got an offensive line background, is considered very friendly to your position, is that something that you guys have cared about or noticed at all? And he's helped you at all in your play out here?
Oh, absolutely. He's an offensive line first mentality, and if the play doesn't benefit the offensive line, we don't run. It's been really awesome. Ever since he got here, he's in our meetings helping us with techniques, talking about the plays and why we run each play in each situation. So he's really been awesome with the offensive line. And, he's the first to, tell us good job. He's also the first to tell us that we need to pick it up. So he's been great so far.
You kind of expand on what you mean about when a play doesn't benefit the offensive line.
Yeah, say he puts us in some play, backer leverage is just bad. Like, we won't run that play. We'll change it, we'll check it, whatever, to make the offensive line angles better, our double teams better, whatever that may be. Because sometimes the backer, the way they just play their defense, it's an impossible block. So he flips it and switches it so it's better for the offensive line.
What's the level since he's gotten here?
He's been great. He's athletic, he's strong, he's smart. He's been good for us so far at tackle. I really like the way he plays. Sometimes he's a little quiet, so we're trying to work on that so far. But he's been awesome so far. I really like the way he plays, and as I said, he's athletic. Now I think the next step is kind of trusting himself. But I think he's been doing a really good job so far.
A lot on this plate, isn't there?
Yeah.
You get here late and
Absolutely.
learn everything.
I mean, coming here in May and trying to learn the offense that we had a whole spring to learn, I mean, it's a lot. And he's been doing one hell of a job. And he's my age. He's an old guy. And once you know the schemes of football, you can only, there's only so many schemes. Now it's just putting names with plays and all the little nuances that come with each and every play. And he's been doing a really, really good job so far.
Speaking of another old guy, I guess I'm wondering what has anything stood out to you about, Riley and just, his approach, how he's kind of been going about things this year?
He's been handling things like a pro. He's really dialed in and locked in on his technique and what he's got to do to, put himself and get himself to that next level. I think he's been awesome so far. He's been a great leader, not just the offensive line, but to the team. He's got great poise. He's got great athleticism. He's been awesome to play with. I know I don't play next to him, but I can always count on him. He's going to do his job. He's going to get the job done, and he's going to make my job easier at the same time.
With you, Brunner and Riley, I guess I'm wondering, is kind of returning leaders on that line, is that at all brought? I don't know what the relationship was before, but like, has it brought you three together even more in terms of as you kind of try to help lead this offense into kind of a new era?
Absolutely. We take ownership of what happened the past couple of years, and we were the guys on the field doing it. So we take ownership of that, and it's really, we look back on that and know that we were the ones doing it, and now we got to step up and make this offense better. And so us three have gotten really close and tight, and we talk all the time. Me and Riley live together. Joe's over all the time hanging out with us. We're always talking about how we have to make this team better and what we have to do to keep pushing this offense and this team to be where we want to be. So no, our relationship has definitely grown closer, and those are my guys.
When you go up against this defense, you obviously made a ton of changes in the front seven in terms of the types of players they wanted. What are just some of the biggest things you notice against that opposing front seven?
Yeah, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. I would say they're smarter now. And it's been fun to go against them every day because they present so many different pictures and so many different techniques. It makes it challenging on the offensive line and our offense in general. But no, they've been doing a really good job disguising blitzes and changing things up and making our lives hard. So it's been a really good camp so far. I'm excited to keep this thing going and see how they keep pushing us.
Joe Brunner mentioned that you guys, I don't know who watched these film of some of the Rose Bowl teams, the overtime. Who was a part of that group, and when did you guys do that? Why?
The history of this place is important. We take pride in the people that have played here before. We did that kind of right before we got to camp, and it was the offensive line. We did that because it's important to know where this place was and what we need to get back to. I know college football is different nowadays. The Rose Bowl is now a championship game, but it's the granddaddy of them all. This place has had so many members that have gotten there, and this is what this place needs to get back to.
You mentioned before